Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking in. I know you have lots of YouTubers you can watch, and I'm just thrilled that you're deciding to watch mine. This is a what sold video, so I'm trying to do these weekly. I'm a day late today because I've been in Vegas for my 60th birthday with my husband. If you haven't gone to Vegas, to the Sphere, to see the Wizard of Oz, you haven't lived. It was the most unbelievable experience. One of the most amazing experiences of my life. My homage to the Emerald City. Anyway, it was just so much fun. We had a great time. We did a zip line. We saw Cirque du Soleil. It was just like a beautiful weekend celebrating my 60th birthday. And so I'm a day late, dollar short. Just a day late on the what sold video. So we're just going to get into it. We're going to do Poshmark. We're going to do eBay. We had 2 sales on Depop. I did keep selling while I was on vacation. I shipped early morning on Friday, and then we flew out, and then I shipped late afternoon on Monday because we flew home on Monday, so I didn't have to put my stores on vacation, which is always lovely. It kind of slows me down. I did skip 2 days of listing, which I don't usually do, and I actually had my items drafted and prepared, but I was too tired and the internet was having an issue, and I just decided to skip 2 days of listing. So I'll catch up on that this week. So we're just gonna get right into it. Okay, this first item, the Saks triple zip crossbody shoulder bag blue with black interior. It was in really good condition. This brand is just a bread and butter brand. I sell them if they're in really good condition and I find them for a good price. So this was $1 at my thrift store Dollar Day, and it sold on Poshmark for $19. This next item is out of season, and by the time I got it listed, I wanted to be aggressive with it to get it sold. It's a Tommy Bahamas, but it's silk, sleeveless, botanical, size 8. In good condition, but nothing fantastic. Had I listed this early spring last year, I might have listed it for more. I listed it for 20. I got an offer of 16, and I was happy to accept. Again, that was $1 at the Dollar Thrift. This J. Jill, I said gorgeous, and I don't usually say things like that in my listing. I did list this a long time ago. Women's V-neck blouse, long sleeve, coquette, long line, size large. It was absolutely gorgeous. And honestly, I probably should have kept this because it only ended up finally after like a year selling for $13 on Poshmark. And I really loved it and probably should have just kept it and wore it. It's one of those sales that you're like, darn, maybe I should have kept that. But $13 from, actually this one was a $3, so I didn't make a whole lot on this one, which is another reason I regret selling it. All right, this one, Athleta Merino Wool Ombre Sweater, medium blue gradient mock neck. I had this listed for $38, and I got a whole bunch of offers at $20 that I did not accept. And when I finally got an offer for $28, closer to that $30 mark, I felt much better about that. I paid $2 at a yard sale for this, and so it sold for $28 on Poshmark. This is really, really pretty. Very classy, preppy looking. This little J. Crew Mercantile cream scallop cami tank top, size 16, has been listed for about 5 months. So it went all through the summer, and we got into fall, and it sold. It was on my markdown, get rid of my summer clothes on Poshmark, and sold for $13. This lot of 14 mixed lot, I have lot of 14 mixed lot of ties, some silk, crafts, or wear. I have had these forever. I used to kind of pick up ties, and I had like some listed, some not listed, and finally I just lotted them all together. I think I had them listed for 18, and somebody offered me 13 for them, and I'm just gotta clear them out. I don't buy ties anymore. I will look if I'm at the bins So it's going to be, like 50 cents a tie for Jerry Garcia or some crazy fancy silk, brands that I don't know. And I'll basically look at it and do a search to see if it's something grand. None of these were. I had searched them. So I was happy to send that box of ties off to new owners. This actually surprised me. I thought I had this for sale all last winter and all year this year, and now it's fall, and it finally sold for $18. I guess I had it overpriced, but it's a vintage Cambridge dry goods button cardigan sweater, 100% boiled wool, large, excellent used condition. So I think I had it listed for 36 and I marked it down to 30 and I marked it down to 25. And I finally got, this was the first and only offer I got on it for 18. And so I took it $2 at the bins on that one. This is a little Umgee black linen blend fringe hem skirt medium. Paid $1 for it at a yard sale. Didn't expect much. I think I had it listed for 14 and got an offer of 12, and I'm happy to accept that. These are just little bread and butter that keep the lights going. These Dansko professional oiled leather clogs size 39, I have had listed for 2 years. I usually sell Danskos in the 30 and above, but these took forever. The photographs make them look a little rougher condition than they actually were. They're actually in quite good condition. So someone got a really good deal. I paid $2 at, what is that? This was another thrift store that I don't usually go to, and all their shoes were $2. So I paid $2, $18, and it's off to new owners. This little Bowden pink floral long sleeve round neck soft midi shift women's dress size 16 regular. It just didn't have a ton going for it. It was fine, but it was just kind of plain, and Bowden, doesn't do great unless it sells regularly for me. It just doesn't do high numbers or anything like that. So I think I had it listed for 24. I got an $18 offer, which I was happy to accept on Poshmark still. These were so cool. I only listed these a week and a half ago. Judy Blue women's super flare jeans, 1331 raw hem, high rise, stretch denim. Just very cool, as you can see. So these were listed at 32. I got an offer of 29, and I was happy to accept $1 at the Dollar Thrift Day. Nice, right? This, I paid $2 at a yard sale just 2 weekends ago. This Patagonia Cinchilla men's vest, full zip, gray blue fleece zip pockets, extra large, in great condition. It was listed for 34. I got an offer of 20 that I declined. And then I got this offer from a different person for 29, which I was happy to accept. $2 into that. This little Ralph Lauren black denim pencil skirt. Oh, we've moved on to, let's see here. Nope, last one on eBay, Poshmark. Pencil skirt with pockets, Y2K size 10 Western. I thought this was just super cool, and I thought it would go for like $30. But I have my Poshmark cheat sheet here. This went for $15.84. And so the $15.84 is what I made. So it probably went for 18. Yeah, I was surprised. It took a long time. Probably 2 years I had this listed. Okay, this next one, little White House Black Market baby doll top lace. Really cute detail here. That sold for $22 on eBay. And I thought that was a really great sale. I think I had it listed at 25, and I sent them an offer of 22 and they accepted. So I don't have offers turned on eBay right now. So you'll see each week it'll be different probably for me, but I experiment all the time. So sometimes I have offers turned on, sometimes I have them turned off, sometimes I will send offers and not allow a counter back. Almost always, if I send offers, I do not allow a counter back. I feel like if I'm going to send an offer, I'm going to make it a very reasonable offer. And if I have that turned on, I'm going to get an offer that I'm not going to be happy about. So that's how I do it. Right now, I have no offers on and I'm sending offers to likers and I'm leaving it at that. So yeah, so that was a great sale. These were mine before my weight loss. And so I'm kind of clearing out my closet. I donated a ton of stuff and then had a few things that I felt like were probably worth me going ahead and trying to resell. So these CJ Banks women's 16 blue denim jeans, straight leg stretch cotton, sold for $22 on eBay. I think that's what I had them listed at. So I actually thought I would get an offer, or I would send an offer and I would end up getting around 18 on those. So I was happy with that sale. This I got at a yard sale for $2. I know nothing about this. It just looked super cool. And when things look super cool, I usually buy them, especially when they're $1 or $2. So this was a hoodie. I called it Layered Look Streetwear by Delph Dragon Hoodie Tee. And this sold for $32 on eBay, full price sale. That was just so interesting. Anyway, different sells. So if you're getting things for a really reasonable price, you know, sometimes I will just buy them for the education of them and end up having to redonate them if it's $1 or something, and I can research and I can look and see, oh, does this have a following? This was just a different thing. There were hardly any comparables out there. It was just one of those things that paid for its education, and then I made some money on it. This little Lucky Brand women's blouse, I don't get very much Lucky Brand, but when they are in plus sizes, I almost always do. I had this listed for more than a year, and I had it listed for $32. I had it on numerous sales, and then it would bounce back to the regular price, and it sold for full price now of $32 on eBay. So sometimes don't give up too quick. I like to have the sales, and so once in a while I will shoot myself in the foot by being in too big of a rush to get something sold, and I'll either mark it down below what I needed to, or, you know, just not be patient enough to get the money that it deserves. So be careful with that too. All right, this little Lily Pulitzer Malay trapeze print racerback dress, size large, Pima cotton. This sold for $34. I think that's what I had it listed for. Yeah, that was a full price sale. I had it listed for maybe 2 weeks. I honestly, this is really not all that, I mean, it's Pima cotton, but it's just not all that much, you know, just a little dress. Anyway, it sold for, yeah, all that, and it surprised me. I thought I would have to mark that down, especially going into fall. But didn't get it listed through the summer. So I was very pleased with that. These little Hollister black faux leather high-waisted mini shorts, size small. I mean, these were mini. These were, you know, all the way up, almost like underwear, you know, little boxers. These sold for $22. I had them listed for a year and a half. I thought for sure they would sell on Depop, but they ended up selling on eBay for the price I had them listed at. I think I had them higher and I had marked them down for the summer, so I was happy with that. I'm starting to sell some of the little Department 56 villages and accessories as we're getting closer to the holidays. I wish I had Halloween ones. You guys saw in a what sold video a couple weeks back, just those little bulbs I sold. If you have Halloween Department 56, you should be getting that listed and checking comparables, because some of them are worth big money. Right now, as I explained before, I'm just down to like the bottom of the barrel of what I bought from a big buyout on Department 56. So I'm starting to get those listed and get them up and get them photographed. And so this one ended up selling for $18. This is a accessory set, Tally Ho Heritage Village Collection. So anything that I have in any of these that are coming up now of the villages or accessories is all pure profit. I made my money back eons ago on this buyout. This was great. I found this for $2 at a yard sale. And then I let my son use it because he was doing a huge camping, him and his wife camping like I can't remember, somewhere in Wyoming, the Wind River, yes. And he took it, but he never wore it. And he brought it back and he said it was too big, didn't fit, or too small or something. So I went ahead and listed it, and it sold for $74. I had it listed for $78. I sent an offer of $74 when I had a liker, and it sold. So really happy with that sale. 2 into $74. I wish I could do that every day. This little Talbot's Irish linen women's button-up blouse. Button-up sleeves. Oh yes, because it had the little button-up sleeves. Mint green, really out of style, right? So I always pick up this linen or Irish linen because, you know, people love it, but you have to kind of wait for the right buyer, and you're not going to get as much. It's a short blouse. It's just got that dated style. But it did sell for $17 on eBay, and I was very pleased with that. You know, don't expect much from the really older, dated looking styles of linen pieces. The longer tunics especially, if they have pockets, I mean, you can, you know, it really can increase. Also, if it's J. Jill or you get into even higher brands. So I was happy with the price that I got for this. Just don't expect to get much. Understand that these are bread and butter. Only paid $1 for this at the Dollar Day. This little Jerry Garcia tree tie collection, 100% silk, 1996, Grateful Dead. You know, if you have a Jerry Garcia tie, you gotta throw that in, right? This little tie sold for $14. I had this listed forever. I think I had it started at like $24, then $20, then $18, and I sent an offer for $14, and somebody accepted that. So Jerry Garcia, Grateful Dead doesn't always mean big money, and you have to be patient with ties. Like, you could have a tie that you have for sale and no one sees it or wants it or likes it, and then 2 years later somebody buys it for full price. You have to wait and be patient and find the right buyer for ties usually. Another little Department 56. This was the quintet set of 6 St. Martin in the Fields Church, kind of lit up. That one sold for $28. Some of these accessory sets are a little more rare, and they're super easy to look up comps on eBay. eBay is where most of these things sell. The only things that really sell on Poshmark with Department 56 are kind of specialty items, but the bulk of Department 56 accessories and villages are going to be on eBay. It's really easy to look them up. I always just look at what's sold, what's out there real quick, and then kind of price in that area. So this one sold for $14 on eBay, and it's been, you know, I haven't had these listed but a couple of weeks. Again, pure profit. This I shouldn't have bought. It was new with tags. It was at the thrift store day, so I bought it. Karen Neuberger, extra large, sleep top, new with tags, pink, soft, breathable fabric. It's just the top, not the bottom. It was in line to like be redonated because I thought this is probably not worth even selling. And so I listed it for $18, and somebody liked it, and I sent an offer for $16, and they purchased it. So it was new with tags. So I guess the moral of this story might be just give things a chance, even though you think, oh, maybe this isn't going to sell. It wasn't really great. Had it been the 2-piece set, it would have been different. Pajama bottoms, pajama shorts, or something like that. But this has a little bit of a following. I'm wondering if this is like a QVC brand. I can't remember. You could look that up, Karen Newberger. Anyway, pleasantly surprised and pleased with that sale. This little Ann Taylor cashmere faux wrap long sleeve pullover sweater, medium, quiet luxury was beautiful. And brown, which is super popular this season, and cashmere. And so I held off on this. I got really low offers. It had no excitement to it all summer long. I started getting offers of like $20, and I just would turn them down, or I'd counter offer. And so it ended up selling for $38 on eBay, which is much more the price that I expected to get for it. I paid $3 at the $3 day for this, knowing with the beautiful color and the cashmere that it should get me near 40. And so I was really happy. Sometimes I regret, boy, I'm having trouble with that word today. Sometimes I do regret not taking offers on certain items when it's 6 months later and it hasn't sold and I'm having to mark it down. This one I felt very confident on, and I'm glad I did. So $38 on that. This little Lauren Conrad new with tag women button up cream black blouse embroidered was another one of those new with tags. I found it in the bins, so maybe $1.50 is super light. When I go to the bins, I just weigh everything and divide it. They weigh everything, they give me a total, and then I divide it in the amount of items that I have, and I do an average cost of goods. And they're usually about $1.75 almost every time. I also, if I get a bunch of kids' clothes, I actually pull them out separately. I take them to Once Upon a Child. Our Once Upon a Child, I don't know if you guys watch Ginger Marvin. Her Once Upon a Child is amazing, and they take so many of her items. Mine here are much more particular, so I have to be careful what I get, but I'm starting to learn, and my goal is to take enough stuff to Once Upon a Child to pay for my bins haul. Doesn't always work, but I sometimes get a good chunk of it. So anyway, long story, this averaged about $1.75, and this little Lauren Conrad sold for $22. I don't buy Lauren Conrad. I won't pick it up. It doesn't have a great resale rate, but when they're new with tags and they have cute things, like this had this really cute embroidered collar, then that's why I considered it. Another little Department 56. This sold on Poshmark, but see, this is something special. This is like a light up ornament. So that's the only reason why I listed it on Poshmark, because those little specialty items do well over there. If you look, just do a search of Department 56, you won't see any big villages. Well, hardly. It'll be just mostly these specialty items. And so that sold for, I can't remember, $22. That one sold for $22 on Poshmark. So that was great. This little Talbot's Petite 100% linen periwinkle size 14 blue embroidered cap sleeve dress sold once on eBay, was returned for fit. They were super sad. They loved it, but it just didn't fit them right. So then it ended up selling on Poshmark for $22. Second time sale, and hopefully it doesn't get returned this time. It got sent out yesterday. 2 sales on Depop. You probably remember my haul video, I think just last week, I showed you this little wet seal, vintage Y2K wet seal paisley bell sleeve wrap, top medium, whimsy goth, grunge. This is crazy in style right now with the Depop girlies. It is like the ultimate. And it sold for $32. I found this at a yard sale for $1. and it sold for $32 on Depop, right where I expected, right at the price I was expecting. Last year, if I would have found this, I wouldn't have bought it. But if I had bought it last year, I would have maybe listed it for $16. This year, double the price and a quick sale. So I was really happy with that. This is a two-piece black lace and mesh long gown, sheer bell sleeves, nylon. This is the nightgown and the robe over it, or I'm assuming this is going to be worn on Halloween as a costume, or maybe just a gothy girl that's going to wear it to go to the club. And it was marked down on sale for $29.75, sold for $26 on Depop. Remember, Depop has almost no fees, although I do boost all of my items on Depop, so I pay about a 9.5% fee on Depop. This was at a church sale for $1, and it's been listed for about a month. So that's it for the sales for this week. Hopefully I'll be on time and get those done next Sunday. But you know what? It's okay to be a day late when you're on vacation having a blast, right? Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm so thankful that you're willing to spend the time watching my videos. Hopefully, as resellers, you're getting some great tips and you're able to have something on. Do like me, when I'm listing items, I'm always watching other resellers, and it really helps me figure things out. So have a wonderful week. Give it a big thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you want to know when I put out a new video, and have a great day.